que hay gente que está en el canal de Metal Memes. Esto es Metal Meditations número 2. El día de hoy estaré entrevistando a Jeramie Kling de varias bandas. El día de hoy vamos a hablar de Inhuman Condition, pero Jeramie es parte de Venom Inc., The Absence, estuvo en Massacre un tiempo, pero creo que eso no funcionó muy bien. Yo soy Frank Jiménez, vocalista de Awaken Serenity y host del podcast Frank Zulus Meditations. Estás viendo esto en el canal de Metal Memes MX. Jeramie Kling de Inhuman Condition. Am I right?
Yep, that's me.
Well, I was just saying, like, I'm Frank Jimenez, the host for today. I actually have my own band, Awaken Serenity. I'm the singer.
Awesome.
I was saying
Very
that
cool.
too. Oh yeah. So man, tell me about Inhuman Condition. I know you released this new album, Rat Goth, on the 6th of June. Am I right?
I think it's the 4th, but you were close enough.
Oh yeah, 4th. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have it here in my notes.
So, man, for those of you who don't know, Taylor and I were in the legendary Florida death metal band Massacre, and we had joined in September of 2019, and by November of 2019, we had written 13 songs and had them all structured and ready to go for the new Massacre record. I went in the studio and I played the drums because I was playing drums in Massacre. So I played the drums. I did everything in one day. So Taylor and I both drank a pot of coffee each, which we were all like, but we did all that. We got all the guitars tracked, and then we waited for the other guys to do their parts. And it just never happened. And it started getting weirder and weirder and weirder as the year went on. So come August of 2020, Taylor and I were essentially forced to leave the band. So not wanting to throw away all of the music that we had written for Massacre. So we wrote and recorded the stuff. And then like anybody who has a breakup, sometimes you talk with the exes. Now, when we're talking about the exes here, we're talking about Terry Butler or Rick Ross. Now, I was already friends with Terry, and so was Taylor. Like I've known Terry personally for since like 2006. So for a very long time, I've known Terry. And man, it was like, what happened to you? And it was like, well, what happened to you? And then neither of us were surprised. And, it just was what it was. So once we got that out of the way, he was interested in hearing the music that we did. So I was like, well, would you want me to send you some over? And he was like, yeah, sure. Fire it over. He listened to it and was like, wow, dude, this is fucking awesome. And I was like, well, here's a long shot, right? I was like, Terry Butler, I was like, would you be interested in playing bass on it? And he was like, I would be a fucking fool if I passed up on this band. He's like, hell yes, nice. Let's do it. So of course, my inner death metal childhood kid was like, what? Okay, no way. So then it started progressing, and he decided he wanted to be a full member. And Taylor and I had already decided that we wanted to name the band Inhuman Condition. One, because it's a kick-ass band name for a death metal band.
Yeah, totally.
Two, it's Massacre's second musical offering, professional offering, is their EP. Terry also wrote that song. So it kind of all just synchronicity fell into place. We wanted people to understand that this was supposed to be Massacre. Like we're not a tribute band. We weren't trying to, I love the Gruesome guys. I think what they do is amazing. And I think they do it very, very well. And this wasn't that. We were writing music for the new Massacre. And so we went with Inhuman Condition. We even went with the logo that Terry owns, Terry and Bill. And we drew the logo just like that because we wanted people to be like, hey, that looks an awful lot like, yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be. So yeah, there you go. And then, man, it really worked out for me to sing. I wasn't going to, and Taylor really pushed me to sing. He was like, you should just sing because you're one of my favorite singers in death metal. And I'm like, oh, come on, stop that. And he was like, no, he's like, I'm really serious. You should sing. So I was like, okay, I'll think about it. And then like a week or two went by and I was like, what if we got like this guy to sing? And he was like, yeah, you should probably just sing. It should just be you. And, you know, one less person that we have to wait on, or one less person that we can just record everything at our studio and just be done with it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll think about it. Another week goes by and I'm like, what about this guy on vocals? And he's like, no, you should be the singer. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. So then we started writing the lyrics and boom, there we go. And then June 4th came and it blew us away, man. The response was so incredible. Everyone really, really dug on it, which made us really happy. Because I mean, you always have like this, you know, you're a singer, you know, and you're in a band and these songs are like your kids. So you release your kids out there and you're like, please don't be mean to them.
Yeah, I get that feeling.
You're so happy if like anybody like cares about it, let alone like this has been overwhelming. It's been totally overwhelming.
Yeah, man. And well, coming back a little, yeah, 2020 was a difficult year, I think, for everyone. And I want to think of it like it like pushed out all the demons from people. So now like you can see clearly like everything inside everyone. And I think because of that, you can like see if you part ways or something like what you just explained that happened with Massacre. And well, when you were saying like you were like amazed that Terry wanted to be on the band because he's like one of your heroes.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like I also checked him up, and well, he was on 6 Feet Under and Obituary and all these fans like Death and stuff like this, which is legendary status. So that's pretty cool, man. And at the end of the day, I'm glad like you could release the album, even though if it was with another name, which is an excellent name, like Inhuman Condition, so. It's totally like death metal perfect.
Yeah, it's fucking perfect. It's like exactly what it needs to be.
Oh yeah. And well, I think like you also have this very like pure style of like death metal with some like thrash metal. Even like the art seems to be like old school, which I liked a lot, because I think that the first metal genre I listened to was like thrash metal. Like I started with Metallica and Megadeth and Anthrax and Slayer and all these bands, right? And then other came like Destruction and Flotsam and Jetsam and all these other like kind of different bands, but also like with thrash and death metal and stuff like this. So yeah, I like it a lot. Actually, I was gonna tell you like this, the one that's called Planetary, Paroxysm?
Paroxysm.
Oh yeah. I love that song. Like it reminded me a lot of like Eden from Bloodbath. It made me like, I don't know. It triggered me like, it was like, oh, this one kind of resembles it. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to record these things. It was cool to do the vocals because as a drummer, you know, I'm a drummer first. As a drummer, you know, I'm normally like the first one to go in and like I have scratch guitars. So to go in and do the vocals for this project, everything was done and basically mixed already. So it already sounded the way it sounds on the record. It was already just killer. So I was like, oh man, that just made it like so much more fun to record, because it was like, you know, really easy to jump into a headspace. And to go to what you were saying about 2020 being rough and like making it very clear, I'm gonna add to that, expand upon what you're saying. And man, like you don't know what you have until you've lost it. And you know, when you don't have shows, you know, so I mean, I go to shows. So when you don't have shows, it's just it was like a death, man. It was like a real death happened. So to be able to get back to this stuff is amazing, and people are just supporting, and I think people had a chance to see what it would be like to not have shows. And I think that it really like brought some clarity to a lot of fans' lives, and they've really supported, they really come out and supported. I mean, not even just Inhuman Condition, but Gojira and Cannibal Corpse, and I mean, shit, like the list is crazy. I mean, it's like everybody's doing really well. And, you know, it also, like you said, that's why we moved on from Massacre, and I couldn't be happier. I mean,
yeah, man, that's real nice. Like, I like the whole album. It sounds really good. And well, I wanted to ask you about, I know you guys have like this studio,
Yep.
if you want to call it that, like it's called Smoke and Mirrors.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You guys recorded all the album there?
Yep. We did everything. We handled the 100% production. We did all of it in-house, and we do we do all of our own stuff, and we also record other bands. Like right now in the studio, we have this really cool, like punky prog, really it's like Bungle meets like King Crimson.
Nice.
It's some spacey stuff. So studio, and we work regularly. Something that's been great through this pandemic is we have been able to record. So I mean, we weren't totally flat. You know, we were able to, you know, generate income, which I mean, some of our colleagues haven't been able to. They've just been, you know, stuck at home. But a lot of fans are supporting, so that really does help out. Like a lot of fans are buying shirts, even if, you know, they're not going to shows. They're supporting, or they're buying like vinyl, or, you know, even just back catalog stuff. So at any rate, I digress. But we really are fortunate enough to have the studio, and we do everything here.
That's great, man. And yeah, it's like very fortunate because you have like all the tools to do it, and not just stay home, like you said. Like some colleagues of yours would suffer from like that. And also, you just mentioned the vinyl record for this new album.
Yep.
I watched you're gonna release it with some guys named Black Serpent Records. 6th of August.
Yeah, it's a German label.
Oh, that was the 6th.
Yeah, German label. And there was a bit of a delay in getting it out, so that doesn't actually come out until next month. But everybody had already sold it out of everything that we had, which was mind-blowing, like totally mind-blowing. Nice. But it's very limited. It's very limited to the amount of quantities. So you know, the fans who did purchase, we're very thankful for. And yeah, we did everything. Actually, we did Taylor and I did all the layouts. We did all of the my wife helped film the videos, and I cut all the videos. It's been, you know, we do everything in-house. We just I don't know, we're crazy people. Taylor and I are really crazy people. We're just like and we love music, and it's all we do. So it's a lot of fun. You know, we do all the shipping, like, so we run our label Listenable Insanity, and that's who we released the CD through. And then we licensed it everywhere. Like we have a label in Mexico that we licensed out to called Metalized. And nice. We have a label in Brazil. We have a label in Japan, in Malaysia, and all over the globe. We've released it underneath Listenable Insanity, which is Taylor and I's studio here. Like any of our merch that we sell, we do it all in-house and ship it out. So it's pretty cool. So if you get a note from us, it's actually from us. So if you order and you got a yellow Post-it note that says "Thank you for everything," that's really just us guys.
That's a nice touch.
Hell yeah! You know, again, we're music fans, we're metal fans, we're, you know, half the time we just sit around the dinner table talking about music. It's all. We're going to see King Crimson on Thursday, so.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
In Mexico, I think this past weekend was the first like live concert since the pandemic. So
awesome. Welcome back.
You guys are a little ahead. So
that's
cool.
We're the fucking cowboys of the world, though. I mean, let's be honest. We're
yeah.
unfortunately we're idiots. but it is what it is.
Oh man, I was actually gonna ask you also about listenable
Insanity.
insanity. Yeah. But you already answered that question, and that's
we
that's
started
cool.
that label to release our own music because Taylor and I have about 25 projects total, which you know, between us, which is that's a crazy number, but yeah, so we needed a platform to release it, and we had to start a label. So here we are, and it's doing well, and now our imprint is out there. So here we go.
Oh, but that's a smart movement, I think, because for example, Awaken Serenity, my band, we are independent artists, so it's been kind of hard, like to keep moving forward, because we're not on a record label. So for example, merch, it's something that doesn't come easy. Also distribution and physical CDs and stuff like this, like it's hard to find good dealers for this kind of stuff. Different if you are on the record label, which it's gonna take all this stuff out, but then they are gonna take like a big part of it. Well, we don't want that, right?
Yeah, it is really difficult. And you know, we have another band, Gore Gang, and we did the same thing. We released a oh, I think I lost you a little bit.
Oh yeah, I don't know why my camera shut.
Okay,
a little.
you're back. And we're back. We have another band, Gore Gang, which I sing in as well, and Taylor plays drums, and it's sort of like kind of grave worship. It's like Sweet Death, so like lots of HM2 pedal, and we abuse the shit out of an HM2 pedal. Yeah, and at any rate, so we released that, and that did okay. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was okay. So
Nice.
Not everything is a banger, man. You know, it's just you got to try and you got to give it a shot. And you know, I didn't get into death metal to try and have a luxury cruiser or any of that stuff. So that's what I said. Whenever somebody's interested in it, if they are interested in it, I'm very thankful. So the fact that people care about Inhuman Condition is fucking awesome. And we really did try. And I think that the honesty comes through in the music. You can hear it. It's an honest record. It's what you hear is what you get. And it's right there. And it's about as Florida death metal as it comes. And we live that shit. We wake up every day and breathe. It's 100% humidity. And it's almost always 93, 95, 98 degrees. You know, we live it. So here it is.
It's hot, man. I've been to Miami sometimes.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Twice or 2 times. And yeah, weather, it's pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean, it's hotter in other places, but whatever. Yeah. It's hot here.
Yeah. It's hot here too, where I live. Also, I was going to tell you, like, you're right, Florida has like a lot of legendary like death metal vibes, which it's kind of awesome. And it's funny because here where I live in León, Guanajuato, this place, it's full of metal bands. Like the city, it's not like a lot of people listen to metal, but a lot of band meals came out of this place. And a lot of them are like death metal bands, which are great. Like there's these guys called Symbiotic, which they have already like released 3 albums, I think.
I think I've heard them actually.
Oh yeah. Oh really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I think they played last year. Oh no, it was not them. But yeah, they've played a lot. I think even internationally. So yeah, it's kind of fun. Like Florida and this place like have that in common.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. That's really cool.
And well, I was gonna ask you like another question like about your musical career in metal, but you already like answered a lot of it. Like, well, I saw a lot of names on your social media, like a lot of bands like Deo and Venom and this other one, like The Absence and this other one you were saying. So, well, is there anything like would you highlight about your music career besides this new album and project?
Well, for sure, being in Venom Inc. is a beyond an honor, and I got there. A lot of people don't know, but I was a crew member for bands for many years. So I spent almost 10 years as a crew member. I started off drum teching, and I ended up working with Overkill and Hypocrisy and Immortal. I actually did Immortal's last US tour.
Nice.
And yeah, man, that was fucking awesome. And I actually did that in the middle of an Absence tour. So I played with the Absence, I left and did Immortal, and then flew back and met the Absence, and I finished out the tour. So that was really awesome because Immortal only did 7 days. And
that's great.
Yeah, so I did that, and then I started doing monitors and live sound for bands, and I worked with Arch Enemy, and I worked with oh man, they were killer. I actually did 3 or 4 dates in Mexico doing monitors with Arch Enemy, so that was awesome.
Oh, great.
So yeah, and I did front of house for Venom on a tour, and this was after I had done I did monitors, I did different jobs, and we got along really great. And then they had some issues with Abaddon, and they wanted to know if I could come in and do a tour with them with Suffocation in Europe. And I was like, wow, okay. And they're like, yeah, Johnny Z had called me and was like, yeah, it's between you and Tom Hunting from Exodus. I was like, what? What?
That's crazy, man.
Okay, all right. But we had toured together and we had history, so they went with me. So I did that tour, and then here I am playing black metal with the guy who wrote fucking black metal, and Countess Bathory with the guy who wrote Countess Bathory. And I'm like, since then, man, that's been a whirlwind. It's been a fucking true honor to be in that band. And the Absence, I can say about that band is that's been my baby since I was 21. I started that band in the beginning with those guys, and we grew it to what it is now. And now I'm at 21, so I'm 38. I'm 39 next month, so it was a long time. And then Gore Gang is that other band I was telling you about with Taylor. I have a punk band that's sort of like No Effects, Bad Religion, Pennywise, and that's with Taylor as well. And that band's called Fore, and the bass player is from Creator. That's Speezy. It's pretty sweet shit. So check that out. We got a single dropping next month. We did a cool cover, and yeah, man, I've just been busy. I'm always busy. I don't really do anything else. I just make music, create music, and I'm really fortunate. Other than that, I'm a dad, but that's boring to most people. So, it is what it is.
Oh man, that's amazing. And I mean, it's cool. Like you're busy all the time. Like you don't get bored, right? And
no, I mean, sometimes
nice.
I'm bored because I'm a human, man. I put my pants on like the next guy, but it's all right. We all have ups and downs, brother. As the dude said from The Big Lebowski, he says strikes and gutters, ups and downs. It's just But yeah, man, I love it. I'm really fortunate. I don't want to say blessed because I don't really believe in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but I'm very fortunate, man. I'm very, very, very fortunate, and it's been a lot of hard work. It's been a lot of hard work, and like a lot of people don't know that I crewed, like I said, for 10 years. I mean, I was on the grind, out on many, 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 many tours, working, and that led me to where I'm at, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's real nice, and well, hard work pays out, like you just said.
Absolutely.
And
I wasn't like a young success story. I mean, I happened to be in the Absence, and we got signed to Metal Blade when I was young. So I guess I can't say I wasn't a total young success story, but that wasn't like, I wasn't like zero to Iron Maiden, let's just say, or I didn't have the success that Venom had, like zero to, stadiums within like a week and a half. It took me a bit of a longer road to get where I'm at, but,
Actually, well, I just got 2 more questions, and the next one was gonna be like, what advice would you give to new rising bands? But you just like answer it like perfectly. Like you gotta grind the shit, because if you don't do the stuff, like I mean, it's quite hard to rise like these bands you were talking about, like
Oh,
from
yeah.
nothing, from 0 to 100 in nothing, right? So that's kind of almost impossible, but I mean, not impossible, but really, really
It's
strange to
it's
happen.
very hard in today's times. And
Yeah.
I say it like this. I mean, because a lot of people are video gamers and they play video games. So in Final Fantasy, if you want to beat the emerald or ruby weapon, you have to level up and you have to grind. You have to go to the last board, and then you have to get to the experience points in this one room, and you got to go around and fight them and fight them and fight them and fight them and fight them. And I think I spent I don't know, like 10 or 15 hours in that one fucking room just doing the same fights over and over. But that allowed me to go over and fight the you know, the ultimate weapons, and then get the golden chocobo, and I could go anywhere in the map, and I got the Omega Wave, and I got all that stuff. You know, you just got to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for some people they get it earlier, you know, and I ain't hating on them. That is what it is. I don't have to like it, you know. I don't have to like their music, but I
Yeah.
ain't hating on it. You know, it's all good. Mine was
Yeah,
just
of
a bit
course.
more of a grind. So for younger guys, yeah, just keep at it. Keep at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I do believe that's true.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, because I think a lot of times like they come with this mentality of like earning without doing shit. So that's kind of weird because it's not likely to happen if you came
Yeah.
with that
I mean, a
mindset.
lot of people are very entitled though. Like outside of the music industry, like a lot of the younger kids are a lot of them are pretty entitled. And I don't know where that comes from, but I don't know. My dad taught me that I have to work if I want anything.
Yeah.
So I've just work. I mean, I like tirelessly work. I mean, I just do. I got a bunch of gray hairs. You can see them in my mustache.
Oh yeah, man. But that's the way to do stuff.
Yeah, man. It's a
Like
fun
for
run.
sure.
It's been a fun run, so I can't complain.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So my last question. Well, I also have this podcast, and I have like this blooper section on the podcast. So I always ask the bands like, what's the craziest or weirdest thing that has happened to you on the road?
Okay. Well, one time, we had an RV, so a big ass Breaking Bad recreational vehicle, and this yoke on it broke. So that's the thing that connects the drivetrain to the engine. It broke.
Yeah.
Which isn't really a big deal if you got a regular vehicle. You can buy them a dime a dozen anywhere at anywhere. You get a repair shop. So we get towed to the back of this repair shop, and they were closed, of course, by the time we got there. So we stayed the night in the parking lot, and then the next morning we went in there, and this is in Grand Island, Nebraska. So this is in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's like, it smelled like cow shit on the way in because they had miles of cow fields, which,
Yeah.
hey, man, you know, America's heartland. There you go. And anyways, so we get into this place, and they're like, yeah, we don't have this part. And we're going to check and see if it's at the junkyard. We're like, okay, cool. We're waiting there. They're like, yeah, we're striking out. We need to look online. So they look online, they call and talk to this guy. He had to count the amount of splines that this yoke has. And it ends up like the standard one, I think, has like 51 and ours had 53. So a standard one they've tried to put in there, it didn't work. They had to order it from a junkyard in Tennessee. So they had to pull it from Tennessee. We had to pay like $550 to have it sent to us in Grand Island, Nebraska. Long story short, we end up staying 5 days there. All right. In Grand Island, Nebraska. Now, the owner of the mechanic shop felt so bad for us. He was like, guys, and he was like, plug your RV in. You can stay here. I'll even leave my shop door open. There's a shower, there's a TV, there's a bathroom. You guys can basically just live here. I just asked that you lock it up if you guys leave. We were like, oh my God, thank you so much. So the second day that we were there, we walked like a mile and a half down to the mall, there was like 7 stores there, right? Like a Hot Topic. There was this place called Flippin' Chicken. It was like a fried chicken restaurant that served beer. So we pulled up there. We got super drunk at this mall that had a 2-theater movie theater. We're like flirting with the girls at the Hot Topic, and man, just misbehaving. We were like, they had one of those like speakers things that you could talk in, and we're like, attention, mall goers. I don't know. We're just being totally goofs. So we end up just hanging out in this hellhole. I mean, no offense to the people that live there. I'm sure that they love their town, but as passers through, it was like a very small city for us. And what made it really interesting is at about 4 or 5 p.m. every day, every like 15 minutes, there was a train that passed, and we were right by these train tracks. I mean, probably like 100 yards from these train tracks. So basically, when the trains passed, it sounded like they were inside of our RV. It was so damn loud. So all through the night, so I mean, clear up until the morning, it was just running like these trains, and they were blaring their horns. And so we dreamed about trains for a long time after that. Now, I know it's not like a fun rock and roll story with like a bunch of chicks and like tits and stuff like that, but not all stories need that to be good. So there's mine.
Oh man, it surprised me. Like, you instantly knew what story you were gonna tell.
That was one that's at the top, man. It doesn't often leave my mind. I'm like,
I can imagine. Also, man, Hot Topic, it's everywhere in the US. Like, when you mentioned Hot Topic, it was like, I knew those guys were gonna be there.
It was funny. It was an experience for sure. But that stuff happens all the time. Breakdowns here. So.
Oh yeah. Well, Jeramie, thank you so much, man. I had a blast. I laughed a lot. Like, that story was pretty cool. Anything else you want to add about Inhuman Condition, your record?
Thanks for all the support. If you haven't listened to it, check out Rat God. We released it on Listenable Insanity. If you go to our Bandcamp, you can purchase the record. If you want to buy it right there in Mexico, there is a Metalized, I think it's Metalized Records, and they have a really sweet digipack. So if you want to support your fellow countrymen, I back that. They have a real cool, they have a cool pin that they're releasing with it, and there's a really sweet bookmark in there. So,
nice.
So go through those guys, or hit up our Bandcamp and check that out. Listen to us on Spotify, or come see us whenever we come play your country, which will be soon enough. I guarantee it.
Oh, I hope so, man. And
oh yeah.
Well, I hope I see you on the metal road too. Maybe we can share stage or something.
Hell yeah, man. Sounds good.
Thank you so much, man. My best regards from Mexico. Well, people, this was Jeramie Kling from Inhuman Condition. Peace.
Thanks for having me. See you, buddy.
Oh, yeah. See ya.
Y eso fue todo por hoy en Metal Meditations. Yo soy Frank Jiménez, vocalista de Awaken Serenity y host del podcast Frank Thulos Meditations. Pues dejen sus opiniones en los comentarios. Y estás viendo esto en el canal de Metal Memes MX.